Here I am again in the quest for one-handed homestead projects. I think I'm going to use this pot that I got yesterday to plant the fig tree that I got at the Fedco Tree sale. I've never dealt with a fig tree before. I bought it on an impulse from a guy who was selling in consignment out behind the warehouse during the tree sale, and I'm really fascinated by it. The leaves are really cool looking. They've opened up and they're massive. And the guy basically said, in our climate, you need to put it in a large pot so that you can bring it indoors in the winter and then put it back out in the spring. So I went and got this pot yesterday. It's clearly just ornamental. There's no holes or drainage, so I'm going to put some drainage in it. And then I'm going to plant the fig tree and move it outside. It's been in the hoop house. See if I can get that done with one hand.
Once you have your drainage holes in the pot, and some way to keep everything but water from draining out of them, it's time to put a little bit of rock or drainage material into the pot. You don't need much, and it doesn't need to be anything fancy. Here, I just happen to be using 3/4 inch minus, which I had delivered to the house recently for a different project, and have a little bit left over. When I went to get the fig plant, I realized I hadn't opened the greenhouse. Some things go better than others when you're down to one hand. Several weeks ago, I got a call out of the blue from my sister-in-law's husband. He just happened to be working on a project where he was digging a trench for a friend of his, and in the process came across a whole bunch of loam that they were otherwise going to throw away. The night before, I had been talking in front of him about how I was going to redo the lawn, and I needed some loam. When he discovered this in the patch, he gave me a call and said, "Hey, I have a truckload full of free loam, which is otherwise going to be dumped somewhere else. Do you want it?" I, of course, immediately said yes. In addition to the spots on the lawn that needed work, I was also able to fill the rice paddies, and I have all this excess material left over to use for other garden projects.
Come on. You like figs? Go make a sign.